All right, today we coming to you with another episode of Auto Glass Tech Talk, and we finna get smarter, y'all. We got a big brain with us here today. This brother here knows a lot. He gives a lot back from educational stuff, from training stuff to just all types of stuff. So it's better him tell it than me. So let's get it going. Jock, what's good, brother?
What's
Hey,
up,
good morning.
Doc?
Thanks for having me. Big fan of the podcast. I'm excited to be on.
No problem, brother. We
Awesome.
appreciate you, man. So let's get it going. We've been getting them emails about Auto Glass Week. I think they just announced the party that they got going on, but they also announced that the experience is gonna be the best experience ever, right? So instead of me trying to explain the experience and what's happening, can you break it down for us, brother?
Absolutely. So let's face it. This has not been the most positive year for Auto Glass. We've had a lot of I hate to say, but bad news, I guess. So we're gonna try to dispel all that bad energy and kind of celebrate the year. All of us as smaller glass companies are struggling to compete, and so a big part of Auto Glass Week this year is to celebrate, us companies outside of those billion-dollar companies get together, storm. There's more to Auto Glass than just grumpiness, right? So this is a good chance for all of us to get together and just celebrate who we are as smaller glass shops, rally together and think of a way to compete and move forward into the future. So this should be a really, really big deal. And I know every year we always say this is the best show ever. So Auto Glass Week was interesting last year. And Chris was a big part of that. You and Mike. So with you and Mike interjecting into one of the seminars, to me that was a big deal because it kind of opened up my eyes. Maybe people don't want to see the same ADS seminars for 3 years in a row, right? So you guys kind of put me in the face and helped me realize, we gotta step up our game and make things different. So we took that energy and really, really thought about seminars. Got some input from Chris, some input from Mike, some input from all over the smaller glass shop field, and I think we've come up with some really amazing seminars. And this year is special because it's the 25th anniversary. We're going to kick it off with that, with the 90s party. Really celebrate who we are and map out forward how we can make a difference.
There you go.
That's cool. Yeah, I last year was definitely some interesting stuff going on, and I really look forward to this year, especially just because I know some of the seminars going on and some of the stuff behind it there a little bit, so I'm extra excited. Also, Abby doing some of the health stuff, which is great. I think that's something hugely important in our industry is to be healthy and get rid of the stigma of like being just overweight and out of breath, just trying to set a window in. So, really looking forward to that part of it.
Well, listen, I don't know how it was when you guys first started in the industry. When I first started, it was a bunch of really scary guys that I think drank their and ate really, really unhealthy. And times have changed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to have a heart attack when I'm 55, right? I want to outlive all my competitors and be able to keep my arms, after I finish the job. And you got really good examples like Chris. You've got Jason Horn, Chapman that promote that healthiness in our industry, and I think it's really, really important. And that's just one of the tones. We're going to do some stuff that's really, really outside the box. We've got a really great seminar just on industry math to help. Even if you're one guy in a truck or 30 guys out of one location, whatever your situation is, that industry math can really help you build your business. Are you making money going out to do that one chip repair? Are you making money doing that calibration on the road? So breaking it down. We have 2 guys leading that seminar that are 2 of the smartest math guys in the industry. So that one should be great. We've got some open forum Chris was dumb enough to volunteer with my do one. I think the working title right now is "Can Our Industry Be Saved?" So we're going to throw ourselves at the mercy of the industry, open it up to whoever shows up to live questions, and that one is probably going to be one of my favorites because there's a lot of. I think humans right now have two emotions, right? We have outrage and we have apathy. So we'll have a outrage and apathy should make for a really good seminar.
Nah,
I
that
think that
sounds
should be
good.
fun.
Yeah, nah, it should be a good seminar. And like always, it's Auto Glass Week. It's for the industry to come together, but also, like you say, man, celebrate what we got going on within our industry and just not just caving in. You know, it's like, hey, we can overcome whatever your obstacle is for whatever size company you are, whatever kind of technician you are, whatever you do in the industry. You know, it's mind over matter. So, you know, I mean, it's good to come to this and one, embrace who you are, and then get good feedback because from other people, because Auto Glass Week has always been good for networking with others. You get the seminars to see things, but also walking the show floor and just walking through the host hotels. You see other people in a different element. It's just not the people you see online and the posts they made and the pictures they upload. You get to talk to these people and ask them and pick their brain what worked for you, what didn't work for you. So for anyone who's never been to Auto Glass Week, we say it all the time, you should come, but it is a good time to come. And especially for my West Coast folks, this is the first time being back in 10 years. So check it out. We'll
10
put a link below
years.
to Auto Glass Week. So register for it, check the seminars out, and it should be a good time.
And we've done something kind of I think it's really special this year with because of it. So we started out this year from an Auto Glass Safety Council perspective to try and get out more, get to different areas. Like I think both of you have been at both of them. So we did one in Ontario, California, and we did one just recently. So we did learning labs and boot. So I've gotten more FaceTime with AGSC members this year than I ever have. And so we took a lot of that to heart. And a couple individuals reached out and they're like, "Hey, I love Auto Glass Week. I love going, but I wish I could come home with something." So I took that to heart, and we reached out to the urethane manufacturers and manufacturers like Corey. And so for the first time in a long time, we're going to have classrooms on the show floor. So every piece of manufacturer, the majority of the repair manufacturers, will be teaching classes, the latest and the greatest. Decontamination is a hot topic right now. So of your designated adhesive manufacturers will be on the floor doing classes, showing you the latest techniques, and you can actually take the certification after that class. So you can go home with your certification and really have something to show off that you've been there. And then we're also doing from an Auto Glass Safety Council perspective, Jeff will be giving boot camps for AGSC certification.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, I hope it goes okay. We're going to we built a CSR certification, first one in the, and we're going to teach a CSR class. So your CSRs can come and get certified. And then we also have a calibration certification that we've built. And this just isn't me and Jeff sitting around eating pretzels, making a certification, right? This thing that the majority of the industry, everybody that takes part in the committee meetings and the education committee. So this is some of the industry's best building these certifications, putting tender love and care into it. So I think we have some really, really nice programs, and we're dumb enough to roll it out live at Auto Glass.
Right.
That's right. I think there's some really good people that you guys got.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
This is the first time you've sat in on some of those committee meetings, Chris. What do you think?
Absolutely. No, I personally, I think it's really cool. It's different hearing some of the stuff on the back end of it. It's kind of you get an insight on like how some of the standard and how some of these things that we have set in stone become set in stone. And you do have an opinion, you do have a voice in that as well. Whether it goes on to that standard or into words on there. It just depends, but you definitely have your voice, and someone else can say something back and forth. I mean, I think I wish more people would get involved. I wish I would have been involved a lot longer ago.
Yeah.
Just to be a part of it. It's all the stuff that I was talking crap about for all those years and stuff, I could have had a voice, and now I see it. So now I'm there, and yeah, I'm sticking with it. I like it.
Cool. We're happy to have you. A lot more intense than you thought it was, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, it gets intense. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nah, it's
I guess
always
the most
good. Healthy
intense one over
conversation,
there,
having
but
those meetings and stuff. And just hearing other people's voices, like you do have a voice, and you can show up and express your voice, express your thoughts, and we all talk about things, and we come to an agreement on whatever, hear everybody's point of view and everybody's side about who, what, why, when, and where, all that stuff. So if you hadn't got involved, always try to get involved, and it'll be a lot of stuff happening during Auto Glass Week. So try to come to the meetings, or reach out via email or whatever, and we can set up a time so to tell you where they are and how you can get involved and how you can do more.
And
So
Corey, pretty exciting. Corey also sits in on meetings. Rollogs II has been pretty brutal at times.
Right.
Almost surreal, but I think we've got a really, really nice finished product. So I think by Auto Glass Week, Rollogs II will be out, and it'll be our industry's new standard. So you'll have some guidance as to the right and wrong of chip repair in regards to vehicles with cameras. So we've done a lot the last 2 years, and this year we can really celebrate all that hard work we put forward.
Yeah.
And then we've got cool stuff planned for the future. So another hot topic is Calibrate Inside, Calibrate Outside. We've got some new material to help out with that, to give our industry some clarity. Boy, we got a lot going on. I was thinking about it this morning on the way in, and it's like we really have so much going on. I don't think we could cover it all,
Yeah.
I wanted to one thing I wanted to say was last year in the event, doing the couple floor demos that went on, that was something that was really cool. Do you have can you give any info on what floor demos might be going on?
So hopefully Deb doesn't get mad at me, but one thing that sticks out that I think is going to be really, really cool is we asked Kaizen, and we asked Equalizer and Auto Glass University to, at the beginning of the show, to pick a trainee, and then they the time during the show to train that trainee on whatever topic they decide, and then at the end of the show, the trainer and the trainee will give a live demo of what they learned to kind of show off their skills as an educational program. So that's pretty exciting. We have a Mount demos. I know Launch and Benson will have some calibration demos going on. I think Autel's got some. AirPro should have some. Panther Pro's got some. But yeah, it should be almost like a circus-like atmosphere with the amount of demos, because I think the demos were really, really popular.
Yeah.
Looking back on last year, it was the demos and the roundtables that seemed to be the most engaging events. So we've got a lot of those going on, and I'm really excited about the prospect of getting certified right there on the show floor. That's cool stuff.
Nah, that should be well worth it, man. Seeing them demonstrations, and then being able to learn and being able to be one of the people picked to actually learn from one of the places that actually teach you how to do replacements, calibrations, and all that. So, like, just for that, you should show up. Not even talk about the seminars, the networking, being in Reno. You know what I mean? So, hey, if you hadn't can't say it again. Come to the show. And I got a question for you, Jock. So we doing the interview, and I'm keep focusing on that eye behind you, brother. What's that behind you back there? What's going on?
So I'm sitting in our training room in Modesto, and we have this mechanic in a Don's Mobile Glass uniform, and once a month we put a different head on him just to keep the industry. Keep it interesting, because auto glass isn't the most interesting, sexy thing to talk about for 8 hours a day. So you have to mix it up every now and then. And who doesn't like a giant eyeball?
There you go, giant eyeball. Can't go wrong with that. So, all right. So while we got you, brother, we know you're a big brain. So we had a couple questions for you, and then wanted to know if you would kind of give your take or your insight on it, right? So first question I got right here, I'm reading, and this is actually he's sponsored by James Chapman. He won a scholarship. I think this is Tommy George III. He's going to be competing in the replacement Olympics with one in the competition. But his one question was pinch weld preparation, cleaning, trimming, etc. So he wanted to get a little information on that. Like, so he didn't give a full question. He just said, we asked what you want to hear people talk about. So we figured, why not ask you and give your intake on pinch weld preparation?
So a lot of confusion on this one. So the best way to navigate through glass prep and pinch weld prep is to always follow your given adhesive manufacturer's steps. So DuPont's steps might be slightly different than Sika's, and SRP might be slightly different than DuPont's. So always closely look over what adhesive manufacturer you're using and follow those instructions to the letter. And that's the best way to ensure that you are doing everything that you're supposed to for a safe installation. Can't really go wrong. You're following adhesive manufacturer's instruction.
I'll give a friendly tip and advice to people who are going into competition. Don't change your brand of urethane you're using a couple months before the competition. Stick with it. Stick with your stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and that's a good rule of thumb for everything. Repair equipment, cork and speak, adhesive, calibration. As long as you're following whatever system you're using, what your manufacturer says to do, you're always in the clear. You really can't go wrong there because they're the people that made it. Follow the instructions that they want you to follow.
All right, cool. So I got another one for both of y'all here. And this is me, I'm on the repair side. So I see replacement, but don't know all the ins and outs like y'all, right? So the last couple of days I've been seeing DuPont. I saw Jaime. Shout out to Jaime, the man, the myth, the legend, him. He was doing some training somewhere, him and I think David DeWalt. They were all doing something somewhere. And I kept seeing these gold sausage packs, right? So I think DuPont has something new. So what is that? And tell me more about that, since I don't really know what it is. If y'all know.
Still new to me.
Yeah, very, very new. Good product. I think it will definitely be a game changer. And I don't want to speak too much about it because it's fairly new, right? So my opinion might be different than anybody else's opinion, but I'm told it's a very, very nice product, and I think it'll be extremely popular.
There we go.
I don't have much insight on that one.
Well, there we go. For DuPont, if y'all watching this, man, like one of y'all hit us up, tell us more, because I saw it, but I didn't have much information. I was like, hey, what is this all about? So maybe if y'all watching this, Jaime or David or anybody with DuPont, let us know more, because I just saw photos and I just didn't know much about it. So figured I'd ask.
Yeah, I think it's gonna it should change the game a little bit, similar to what Sika Ultimate did. Like when Sika Ultimate came out, that was something we'd never seen before, and that new product gun's very, very nice, has really nice green strength. So I think it's going to be a good product.
All right. I think it's a 30-minute primerless still. It's that's the two newest products out there. The two newest in the industry is the 30-minute primerless. So now Sika was the one who had theirs out to us first, and now DuPont has theirs out. So both companies got a good product out.
There we go. So talking about something new and that I've never seen before this year, right? I seen this green tool, right? And I seen this frog, right? So tell me more, like what, like I saw you was doing training with it and stuff like that, but for other people who might not know what it is or know more about it, like tell us more about it, Jock.
So that's I helm a tool company called Frog It Out, and we designed a tool called the Frog. And anything we sell to the industry, I use my guys as guinea pigs first. So the guys at Don's Mobile Glass have been using that tool for 10 years now. So they've really beat it up and put it through the ringer. So every modification or change that we discovered on the field, in the field we've made, and so we think we have a really, really nice tool. And we're excited. And actually, we're going to be giving away 2 of them at Auto Glass Week.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. Deb's commissioned one, so there'll be commemorative editions, laser etched, celebrate Auto Glass this year. So we're going to give out one at the opening ceremonies, and we're going to give one at the members meeting, the 90s party. So it's we're just trying to get our name out there, and we're not really selling tools. We're selling training. So in a lot of cases, when you buy Autoglass tools, you just buy the tool, and then you're lucky if you have a couple of YouTube videos on how to use it. Guys like Chris kind of take it to a different level, right? When you buy something from Chris, you get that training and support behind it. I've seen him hanging out with Chris is kind of maddening, right? Because you're trying to have a conversation with him. He gets on the phone. I got to help this guy with his calibration.
Right.
So it's like Chris, get out there and give you that support, and we're trying to do the same thing with a cutout tool. So when you get the tool, even though you've just purchased an Autoglass tool, we're going to give you tech support if you're struggling getting a molding off, or you're struggling mirror, or you're not sure how to treat the rust you're working on. So you get, and it's not really like a 1-800 tech line. You get my technicians' direct cell phone numbers. They're not usually big fans of that, but I do it.
Yeah.
I'm under the bus there.
Yeah. But nah, that's what's up though. Like you said, a thing that with buying tools when you get actual training, get how to use it. Cause I've seen drift like from we've been in Cali together, we Alabama to Georgia to Texas. When people have a question, you know, a person like him who actually takes it to heart to actually want to help you, because it's real true belief. Like if you know better, you do better. And sometimes I can show you better than I can tell you, because you only can say so much on phone calls and through FaceTime. But getting that actual hands-on training is always, in my opinion, important to helping someone. Even when it comes to showing someone how to do a rock chip, you can show them through videos, but that in-person hands-on training is cool. And just really truly letting people know, like, hey, look, I'm successful if you're successful. So like, come out, let me show you how to do this. So I come to you and show you how to do it and use the tool. So shout out to Drift and you, and for everybody else who actually get their hands dirty, show people how to do it, and give them, you know, that unlimited amount of technical support, whether it's in person, phone call, or through video.
Well, I think that's important, right? When you're showing people how to do stuff, it's really important that you yourself do it. So
Right.
I don't think my guys necessarily like it because I'm old and slow, but I still like to install. It's kind of like a stress reliever for me. I love doing chip repairs. It's almost like having a cigarette in the bathtub doing a chip. Kind of awesome.
Yeah.
And
That's a good way to put it. Cigarette in a bathtub.
Yeah.
we're as you can tell, we're pretty nerdy, so we like to have fun with just about everything we do. So every time you get a frog, you get a birth certificate with the frog. A lot of people name it. You can put your company logo on it, and every year on your frog's birthday, we're going to send you something.
There you go.
A small piece of candy, a new tool, whatever. We just try to celebrate our industry. I've been around a long time. I grew up in a big box situation, very, very corporate structure. So 10 years in the independent field, and I try to enjoy every single day and everything that I've learned, everything I picked up. I try to let that flow through anything we're selling or anytime I try to help. So committee meetings, all of that. And I hope everybody gets to see all that bleed out at Autoglass Week.
Nah, there you go. Now, life is all about having fun and not being so just engulfed in work mode all the time and being so serious. Like, you gotta have fun. That's what a lot of people don't know. Like, with us in the Autoglass, we all see each other a lot, so we all have fun. We do things outside of work, and so I encourage other people to do the same thing, like to have fun, just not get caught up in work. When you get off work and someone email in for a quote, like sometimes just take that time to decompress, have time to yourself, and not just be always in work mode, and not take life so serious. You know what I mean? Like, we all have fun, do things, and do that. So we encourage other people to actually do that also. And during Autoglass Week, there's plenty of dinners and breakfasts and all types of shit that's gonna be happening. So try to see someone outside of just Autoglass. You know what I mean? Like, even at 90s party should be a lot of fun. Seeing people in a different element, those are always fun.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember all the way back to Indy when we was at Autoglass Week. And Drift, you was there. We was out to like 2:00 in the morning, like just having fun. No Autoglass being talked. We doing karaoke and just having fun. Yeah.
I forget
Yeah.
that was a good night.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And I'm trying to force my whole team to dress up like the Reservoir Dogs for the 90s party. I don't know what you guys got. Yeah, everybody should.
Cool.
Yeah, everybody should be out there shaking their ass to Sublime, having a
Yeah, nah, that should be fun.
All
So if
right.
anybody who come to Auto Glass Week, dress up for the 90s party, have some fun. Like I say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We in Reno, but have fun in Reno, and come to it and partake in it. And you getting to know people outside of Auto Glass is really cool. There's a lot of cool people in the industry. And just knowing them outside of what you might think of them or what you see of them, it's actually some cool people and doing cool things in life.
I agree. I'd say that's been one thing I've said every year that I've gone is my favorite part is putting a face to a name that I see online, and sometimes someone you might think's an asshole is not so much an asshole, and sometimes you might think someone's nice and they might be
Yeah.
a jerk. You never know, but you don't know that until you meet them and you say hi, and you interact with people. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Networking obviously comes from that, but just meeting your fellow friends, techs, owners, all of it.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I think we take it for granted, right? So if you talk
Yeah.
to people, which through the AGSC, we get to talk to everybody. We get to talk to legislators. We talk with the GHSA, everybody, right? And when you tell them about Auto Glass Week, they're what? You
Yeah.
do a you do a week to do what?
Yeah.
It's a rare thing. Not a lot of industries do that, right? So we all get together for a year, and I know everybody's like, why the hell do you have it in September? There's so many things, so many gripes, right? Where I
Yeah.
think we don't really think about just the value of people that can
Mhm.
in the industry get together. We don't always have to get along. We're not always going to agree, but to get in the same room with everybody and talk about our industry and just think of ways to get better and move forward. Because again, these are really stressful times. There's a lot going on. We've got tariffs. We've got everything, right? So for
Yeah.
all of us to get together, forget what we do for a night or two, go out and
Yeah.
have fun, but still get together and take care of business, right? Meet and solve the problems that your business is going through. The round tables are extremely valuable. There's so much going on. Take advantage of it.
Yeah. Nah, you're right, brother. You said it. You said it again. Like you dropping some jewels, and I'm picking them up. So, like what you just said was like, hey, we all might have our differences. We use different urethanes, different repair equipment, different cutout tools. It don't matter whatever it is you do. We can have our differences, but we all got the same hustle. We all in the auto glass industry. We all trying to make a living. We trying to feed our families and do better. And prosper in business. That's what we got in business for, right? So we can get with other people regardless of our differences. Learn something from them, be one voice, and hopefully come together. Like they say, united you stand, divided you fall. So hopefully you can be a voice to help someone or pick up some information to help yourself and help your situation. So like that's what it's all about is coming together. And you don't get many, like you said, it's not many industries where people actually get together to talk about the industry to make the industry a better place. So yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah, it's a big thing. I like what you said there. One voice, one
Yeah.
voice. I think that should be echoed much, much louder in our industry. One voice,
Yeah.
at least for the independents.
Yeah, nah, it all makes sense, but we got to come together to hear people's point of views. And a lot of people they get online and they talk or they just have an opinion that they keep to themselves. But come to Auto
Mhm.
Glass Week, get involved so you can share your opinion, or maybe you can hear a different side to one stance you might have had. So partake in this stuff, and like we always say, if you know better, you do better, and share your opinion, share your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody really ever goes unheard.
Yeah.
Chris can definitely attest to that. But we're all in this together, and like I say, if you really think about it, just how dorky it is that in Autoglass we get together once a year to celebrate Autoglass. In my opinion, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Um, it's amazing to think about, and I think a lot of cases we take it for granted, right? Because we get caught up in the doldrums of our day. But it's really cool that we take the time to do that.
Yeah. Nah.
There really isn't a good time to leave your business, right? Because we're all, especially the one or two guys that they're the core of their business. It's really, really hard to break away. If you look at a guy,
Yes.
if you look at a guy like McCarthy, him and Steve are coming from basically the other side of the world. They may as well be coming from Australia,
Right.
but they know the value and the industry gets value from those guys coming and getting in front of people. Because like Corey said, it's all fun and games until you're face to face, right? And that's when real stuff happens. Nothing's gonna change by taking swipes at each other in a chat line, right? Real change, real effects, real profit, real prosperity comes from meeting face to face and talking about hard stuff. Not to say we're gonna have a good time, then that's guaranteed. I've seen some of you guys going up and down the elevator in the hotel. He's not in my meeting tomorrow morning at 7. But
work hard, play hard.
Take care of business.
There you go. Work hard, play hard, and take care of business. So we appreciate both of y'all for y'all time coming together to talk about things. And hey, countdown is happening. Auto Glass Week is already in the May, 1st of June. Auto Glass Week is in September, months away. So for anyone out there watching, go to autoglassweek.com. You can register to find more information. The Atlantis is the host hotel. You go reserve your hotel room. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. Look forward to seeing both of y'all in person again. It's crazy. I see y'all every quarter, every 3 months. We've been seeing each other. So it was just San Antonio, now to be Reno. So looking forward to seeing y'all and everybody else within the auto glass industry. So thank both of y'all for y'all time, and y'all take care.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.